Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back.
Oh, Jesus.
This is a brand new day for us, and
Doesn't feel like it.
nah, feels like it's the same day as last time. Uh, so we have decided to switch it up a little bit. We parted ways, so to speak. His fat ass was too close to my fat ass, and both of our fat asses just didn't work out together.
Yeah. This is a good sign for me. It really enhances my double chin.
So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Now that we're officially back on, this is the podcast of. Let me get the title of the group here. Oh, Fat Guy Squared. It's been a while, you know. It's been about 15, 20 minutes since the last one. So, we're trying it again, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
I want
So,
to let everyone know. Would you believe there's no drugs or alcohol in this at all?
no, there's a lot of methadone, but I mean, you can't really classify that, right?
Yeah, this is all natural.
Oh, well, I haven't met Al Natural in a long time.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at a classic background here, ladies and gentlemen, we've expanded the
The
kill
dun-
room.
The red room.
Yeah.
Room of the dungeon.
We're gonna get this into a green screen one of these days, and green screen. I said that. Holy shit!
Yeah.
And when that finally happens, we're gonna have a nice landscape, but we're gonna make sure the landscape is a black tarp, just to match it up here.
And this way, maybe we'll do one day. We'll do a video feed where you guys can tell us what kind of bodies you'd like us to have.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
don't have
'cause
a big enough screen for that, man.
yeah, everybody would love to see me with a bikini body with a facial hair.
Oh, that would be sexy.
Oh, jeez.
Remind me of my Persian mistress. Oh.
Yum.
Mmm. So,
So-
on today's podcast,
What are we talking about?
we have a bunch of different options here.
Okay.
And the first option I'd like to talk about is, well, a little history, ladies and gentlemen. I am a married man. Been married for going on 20 years. And my friend here is not a married man. He is also single. So,
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
I would like to. Now, I don't have any stories about dating that I could really share because it's been that many years. But I would like to hear certain stories from Nate about bad dating, if
Oh,
possible.
I got all. Oh
and,
God.
And what would be your worst case scenario? Now, I'm older, obviously. I know I've said that quite a few times in my life.
That's because it's true.
So, my bad case scenario would be to go on a date and the person is much younger than me and they're into like the Snapchats and the going on and taking 1,000 selfies. That would be
That's what you think of the worst
that
date
would
is?
be the worst kind of date that I could possibly have. I'm used to going on a date and staring at a person and having
You're
the
adorable.
ability to have a conversation without the excuse me while I take a selfie. No, that drives me fucking nuts. I see all the commercials and everything that's geared to, and you can call me an old fogey, I don't care. But I truly could not live that life. I've gone to, you know, donut places or coffee places, and I see this happening daily. And
I don't think. I'm gonna say this as nicely as possible.
oh, okay,
I don't think you could handle it.
no, I don't.
And just so you know, my closest friends have told me they could not do dating. My brother-in-law said to me, Nathan, I don't know how you do it. I could not date this world.
And again, we're all older. I mean, at this point. So I mean, your brother-in-law and you are what, 10, 12 years apart, give or
He's
take.
about your age, yeah.
So, neither of us are from the era of like what you're doing right now. You're texting as you're talking. I don't have the ability to have 10 different mindsets.
Yeah, it's not always a good thing, my friend.
I personally enjoy meeting somebody, talking to them face to face, making a connection without having a phone in front of me.
So I will tell you So we're talking about worst dates,
I,
stuff like
I, yeah, that my worst case scenario would be probably what you deal with constantly.
that. So I will tell you my worst. Um, and when I tell you that, your situation is a walk in the park.
No kidding.
Um, so as you know, I work a lot.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I don't have the privilege of going out, and not to mention I don't drink.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
So
obviously
going to a bar and doing that whole thing, I don't have the time.
you don't do it.
No, it's not necessary. I'll go every once in a while to a restaurant slash bar with my friends to do like a trivia or something along those lines. Other than that, though, I have no desire. I have no desire. So I do a lot of it on dating websites.
Like what now? Like
Uh,
eHarmony and
no, not at all. Um,
friendfucker.com.
so I'm a fan of the Tinder, the Bumble,
The Tinder.
the Plenty of Fish, the OK Cupid.
Oh, wait. You're going well above and beyond what I know here. What is plenty of fish? Is that what you said?
Yes, Plenty of Fish is like an eHarmony but for free.
So eHarmony isn't free.
No,
Aren't most of these just fucking sites at this point?
some. I mean, they all. It's funny. It's really comical because you'll go on there and you'll ask a girl, what are you looking for? And they're like, I'm looking for a relationship.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But
Mhm.
are they? You never know anymore.
That's because you're hung short, brother man. If you
It's
were hung long,
possible.
you would be in 10 different relationships right now. They'd be buying you furs and shit.
Yeah. So I will tell you it's very tiring.
Okay.
So at this point, I won't mention names, but I don't do a lot of the talking anymore.
What do you mean you don't do a lot of talking?
My friends, they get my logins.
Oh, so you're
They-
wait. So your friends are the ones that actively find you dates?
Yes, that's correct. So what they'll do,
Now, you said earlier that your friends are assholes, so they actively find you shitty girls, or?
oh yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
and here's why. Here's why. So think about it. You're a married man.
I am.
What if your wife said to you, you're not allowed to talk. You're not allowed to go out with other women. You're not allowed to do that whole thing. You can't date, right? You're married.
I wouldn't.
I know you wouldn't, but even if you were allowed, even if you thought that way, you don't have the freedom to go out and date anymore because
No.
you're married. So I have friends that are married, okay, and their wives know that they do this. Okay, they don't go out and date. They can't do that. They're married, so this is for them. They get to have that little bit of
What is it though? I don't. Oh, you mean going onto your profile and so they vicariously through you kind
absolutely,
of thing.
absolutely.
Oh God.
So it's funny. I'll get a text at like 8:00 at night, and they'll be like, "Oh, Nate, check out Susan. Read the chats. You got a date on Friday night." And I'll be like, "Okay," but at least they're good about it. They're not like I read the chats and they're like, "He likes butt sex,"
Oh, that's awesome.
and latex bananas.
Yeah,
and
but that's how you get most of your dates, I thought. No.
So no, they don't do any of that to me. So that's a good thing. But
You ever get some real freaky fuckers and I like to get into bondage and that kind of thing? Or?
Yep.
Oh God.
not my cup of tea. But I will tell you a story about a girl that I met on there. I won't say her name. I will tell you where she's from. She's from Worcester.
Ah,
So that should say it all.
Worcester.
Worcester.
Welcome to Worcester.
Worcester.
$1.25.
So my friends know this story. They didn't talk to her. I talked to her. Everything seemed great.
And there you go,
We were
right
going
there.
out
That's
on
your
a Friday
problem.
night.
You didn't have your fucking
Yeah, I
buffer.
should have had them. Spot checker. So we went out on a Friday night, and I show up at her house. Okay, now she had kids. I knew she had one kid. Show up at her house. It's like 7:00 at night. I've never met this person ever before in person. Show up. She goes, "Oh my God, it's such great to meet you. I'm gonna be right back." Leaves her house. Leaves me with her child.
So you were a babysitter.
I was a
You sure you
babysitter.
weren't on babysitter.com?
So she comes back an hour later.
Oh. That would have been a fuck
Blatantly-
you moment.
It's blatantly high.
I would have called the fucking cops and
I should have.
bounced.
I
Fuck
should have.
that.
But I didn't. I did not do that. It was an experience in itself. That
That's
was
awesome.
that was horrible one. I mean, I've had women. I had a woman show up. She had no hair.
Well, I mean, that's nothing wrong with that.
It
I mean,
Tell a brother first.
everybody has a kink. I mean, for her, it just might be lice. I don't know.
But I've had women who go, "I have a fake knee." Thank you for telling me.
Well, I mean, it would be awkward when you get down in there and you start pulling legs off and shit.
And
It
wouldn't it be
reminds me of
awkward
that
when you
movie
show
Deuce
up and she's
Bigelow.
got
What
no
the
hair?
fuck? Yeah. Well, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, there are a lot of people out there that don't have hair, women and men. I mean, granted, it should be nice to know offhand.
Of course.
But I mean, you know, in that person's life, maybe they don't even contemplate that as something that you should know offhand.
True. I mean, there are women nowadays who open the conversation. Hey, what's up? How are you? And you go, good. Quick question for you. How much money a year do you make?
Oh yeah.
And it's like,
I say,
really?
and at that point, I goes, it depends. When welfare comes in, it depends how many kids I claim that month.
That's true.
You know?
That is valid. I found coins in my pocket. They were annoying me. I had to pull them out, people. But no, dating scene sucks. I recently had a situation where my buddy didn't have the kahunas to ask for a number, and I did. It was an awesome feeling.
See, back when I was young, I mean, I always had the ability to talk to women. I never had the issue of
Yeah.
of being tongue-tied. I was always that
I think we
person.
both inherited that.
That being said, I fast forward to now, and I don't want to talk to women, much less have. Don't get me wrong. I know
You
it
don't like
sounds
talking to the woman you got.
it sounds sexist, and I don't mean it that way. It's when I talk to a woman that's not my wife, I generally, hey, how you doing, kind of thing, and I leave it at that, and I don't go any further.
Sure.
Or I don't know how to be the suave guy anymore. It's a completely lost thing to me because I'm happily married.
Well, I think it's
so
also
many
you
years
lost
now.
your innocence being with a relationship for so long.
Well, that too, and I mean, ultimately back in the day, I just gave two fucks. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
It was definitely a situation where, but again, back then it wasn't a situation like now where you could look up your entire history on a fucking phone.
Yeah.
And and people were talking to people.
Sure. The most recent girl that I just started dating, and it's not a surprise she knows this. She if she's listening, she went through my Facebook. Right, we were talking. She didn't know anything about me, and she was asking stories about exes and stuff like that. And
Oh, you don't follow your exes on Facebook, do you?
I don't follow them. We're still friends. A lot of them are still friends, and nothing like that. But all of a sudden, I got a text message. She goes, "Oh, so is this? So when did this?" And I'm like, "How do you know about this person?" And she's
It's
like,
in their bio, bitch.
she's like, "I went through the Facebook and went through that," and I was just like, "Okay." And
It's amazing how women today are I mean, it's a joke, obviously, but they're the greatest CSI fucking computer hackers you've ever met. When you get into a relationship, and I only know this third hand, obviously.
Sure.
But a lot of my friends are younger.
Yeah.
And again, that some of them are not in committed relationships, and I got to tell you, man, it's fucking amazing the amount of shit people find out without even realizing that there's something out there to find.
Sure. I mean, I will tell you, with that particular situation, I flipped the script.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh come on.
How'd you
We're
do it?
related. You know exactly.
What'd you do?
I said, "So you live over at this address?" And she's like, "How do you know my address?" I was like, "Oh yeah, you got a speeding ticket when you were 18."
Oh, there you go.
And because nowadays I could look your name up on certain websites, and it will tell me your house.
eHarmony.com.
It will tell me your actual income, your income in the house, your house phone. I mean, and the worst thing about it, it's free.
It's a good thing I lie about most of that stuff.
And you should.
I make $27 billion a year.
Billion?
Billion.
Me too.
Bajillion.
Bajillion. Too bad you couldn't put that on your tax return.
Nah.
No,
now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Perfect world.
Perfect world.
All right, let me set up a scenario for you. You meet
Okay.
this girl on, you know, bootyhookups.com
Yeah.
slash, whatever. You two are, let's go out on a date.
Sure.
Perfect world.
Perfect world.
Removing the fact that you're both going to be on your cell phones the entire fucking night.
Okay.
Starting at the beginning, what's a perfect world date for you? Are you going to this woman's house? Are you meeting her at, and mind you, this is the first date.
First date. I will tell you, I do this on a regular basis.
All right.
I meet them wherever they feel comfortable.
Okay.
Because nowadays there are a lot of weirdos out there.
Yeah, I know. I'm staring at one.
So, no, I ask women, you pick a restaurant, and I always tell, would you like me to pick you up, or would you feel more comfortable meeting me? Most feel comfortable meeting, and I get it. It's the first time. You don't want me to find out where you live on
obviously,
the
you want
first
to
date.
meet
That's
in
weird.
how else are you supposed to put them in tarp?
Seriously. Shut up, Betty. And I'll meet them there, and this way, and it's always awkward, dude. I'll tell you that. It's always awkward. I have a problem eating in front of people for the first time.
Now,
So-
what kind of restaurants are you going to?
Well, it depends. I found out from an ex who's been a friend of mine for 10 years now that apparently I'm a cheapskate.
Well, yeah, you are. I know that.
I'll take them to like Ruby Tuesdays or like a 99s or like a Fridays.
Yeah, but it's a first date. That's where you would expect to go, no?
Well, that's what I said, and she's like, "Oh no. First guy, if they take me to a chain restaurant, I'm done with them." And I'm like, "Well, hate to tell you, this is America. In
All right,
America,
so you know what
there's
you do.
chains."
You go down to a cheapy little single restaurant. It's not a chain.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's your $3 sandwich.
I mean, I would never take somebody to like McDonald's.
Wow.
Or anything like that.
Well, it all depends. I mean, I'd go for a KFC. It's a little on the expensive side.
Sure. The most recent, the one I'm still talking to, she first date went to Ruby Tuesdays, and we ate, and bill came. She took the bill,
Oh, she's one of those.
and so in my head I'm like, oh great, I got a feminist. That's great. I'm gonna have to wear panties in this relationship.
Don't let him lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. He already does.
True facts. But it wasn't. It was weird, and so perfect date for me is me and a woman. We meet up. We go out to dinner. I'll take care of the bill, and she'll say something like, "That's fine. Let me take care of dessert." And I don't mean that in a sexual way. I'm 31 years old. It's not the same as it was when I was in my 20s.
But at one point in your life as a male, you went, "Oh, all right, I'm getting some
Yeah, that's
Ruby Tuesdays. I'm glad I brought the coupon."
Yeah. So, and here's the thing. I will not sleep with a woman on the first date anymore.
Oh, I don't sleep either. I fuck them.
No, I don't. I just don't. I could tell you firsthand that any woman that I've slept with on the first date didn't last more than 6 months.
No, you know what it is? That is an old school mindset that seems to have stuck for most women.
Sure.
Most women in their world, from what I can gather, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a male, and what I'm saying right now may not be all that correct. So understand, I'm special needs sometimes, but most women in the world, or at least America, oh, you slept with more than one guy, you're a slut. That's what it was back when I was younger. And I know, women's lib and what have you. Everybody's been more sexually active nowadays. And that's just not something that I, as an older gentleman, are used to seeing. And, don't get me wrong, more power to you. If you feel comfortable with yourself, fucking do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not for me to judge who you are, but, I mean, that particular concept of, if I sleep with a guy, am I a whore? Am I this? I think that's more prevalent now than it's ever been, quite frankly.
Yeah, I don't think it's. How I look at it is, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. For me, I do it as a personal thing. And
Wait, hold.
I wait.
You have sex as a personal thing?
I wait. To
Really?
have
I
sex.
thought you would broadcast it on Twitch. I'm just saying, you need those fucking covers, you know?
I wait till at least I won't do it on the first date anymore.
All right, so what is your time frame for waiting for sex?
Second date.
So, okay, so
Why?
my question is where do you stand on first or second date? So what is a first date? Going out and eating, or meeting for coffee?
Oh, we could go out to dinner. We can go anywhere pretty much but the movies. Like somewhere
Is
where
the
it's
movies
actual
considered
intimacy.
a different type of date? Is that like 2 dates in one?
What?
Like, listen, I forked over $14 for you to see this, and I got you a red slushie. It's time to fuck because that's 2 dates.
No. What I mean by that is my normal first date is either dinner or I take her bowling.
Bowling. I never thought about bowling.
The
That's like
reason
an
why
old
I
school
take
thing right there. That's pretty good.
the reason why I take her bowling, it's very simple. I have a 3-step process. 3-step, folks.
Wait, you Fred Flintstoning the ball?
Nope. I
And
play
for all
3
you
games.
younger people out there, Fred Flintstoning the ball is an actual thing. If you watch the cartoon, he tippy toes
Yeah, he does.
down and oh yeah.
I play 3 games with the girl.
Okay.
Okay, and the reason why
What are you
is
on a league?
no. It gives me the ability to put a winning situation, so I can look at her and go, listen, how about we make a bet, and this is only if it's going well. I go, the first game, if I win, I get a kiss.
Oh God.
Right? It's corny, but women like
A little rapey.
The second,
If I lose the second one,
If
the
I win the
chloroform
sec-
comes out.
if I win the second game, I get a second date. So it makes her
What happens if this chick's like rolling 300s and you're fucked?
So it happened. And then I immediately take her to the pool hall. Let's switch it up. So if first is a kiss, second is a second date, third game is a makeout session.
Dude, I don't know, man. As an outsider looking in, that's very creepy sounding. I mean,
It does, but to them, in the act, they think, "Aw, that's cute."
Yeah, but still, the makeout thing, that's a bold move
But
for a first date.
But you don't know my play, kid. I always lose the third game.
I get it, but putting that on the table almost sounds like a bad idea.
Oh,
I mean, if you look at it from the perspective, I just met this person, and I'd known them for, at this point, 4 hours. Why would you then put on the table, listen, I know I drove us here, and, I know I paid for the 3 games, but let me make a deal with you.
So, one,
I mean,
I'm
she
normally
at least,
talking to these people a week to 2 weeks before I meet with them.
I get it, but I don't know, man. I think that aspect of that whole thing, just as a person who's been out of there for a while.
I'm basically a rapist, folks.
No. I don't mean it that way, but I mean, it just okay. Let me throw it to you like this.
Sure.
If the third podcast does well, we should make out.
I mean, on camera.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. How I look at it is, So first off, I'm telling you from one guy to another guy. If I was in front of a woman, it wouldn't be portrayed that way. It'd be corny. Like, here's another thing I do that's corny. If, say, I'm in the car with the girl after a date, and we're
The
just
chloroform
talking.
comes out, and you go.
If we'll be in the car, we're listening to music, talking. I will ask her if she wants a kiss.
I don't know. It just seems a little out of context. I mean,
It can be. You have to know the situation.
yeah, I get it, and I mean, ultimately, I mean, now what do you put on? You put on a little Patsy Cline, or
Oh, no. It depends. I mean, most of the women that I'm talking
bit
to.
of Julio Iglesias. Showing my age, people.
Be my
Showing
hero,
my age.
baby. No,
The
I
fact
don't.
that you know the fucking songs.
I'll do like some corny and sinker back. No,
What
I
he
know.
does is he's a choreographer on the side of his Backstreet Boys.
No,
Actually, what are you doing? Bye. Right
that
there.
was bye. Oh yeah, you call me corny, asshole. No, I enjoy it. I'll play whatever tickles their fancy.
Ah, okay.
I let them have control of the Spotify.
Oh, look
And
at
then
you being a big boy.
what I normally do is once I hear something, say they were playing a song and they're like, "Oh, I love Macklemore," or
And that's bitch. Get out my fucking
okay,
car.
if they say they like that, I'd go, "Oh, tell me what you think of this," and I'll put that same song that they liked, just the instrumental, and I'll rap over it. And then they're like, "Oh my God,
That's
you're
very
so
corny.
talented for a white boy."
But it's the same fucking song, just a different beat to it, right?
No, it's my lyrics. On the spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're not aware, Nate actively rapped at one point in his life. He has a CD and everything. It's actually pretty good. For a terrible white boy from, you know.
Oh my God, it was such a
But
time.
you know, he was one of those guys that tried it out. You know, he tried it out, and you know whether it worked out or not is completely up to your thought. Yeah, I tell you what, if we make this long enough, I'll
do a little ditty.
We will. If we can find the CD again, maybe we'll pop it in and we'll run a little bit of his music.
Hell yeah.
That seems to be the only licensed music that we can find.
Yeah, I mean, why not? There's no harm.
We don't have to worry about them shutting you down because what the fuck is this?
Why haven't we signed this kid?
But,
so yeah, no, I think the dating scene is really tough nowadays, and no matter what you do, there's no right or wrong answer. I mean, I have friends of mine who can walk up to girls and be like, "Hey, want to have sex?" And they're like, "Okay," and that's their pickup line. That's what they do. I don't play that card anymore.
No, and
now I just go, "How much money is it going to cost?"
Yeah. Listen, you're gonna talk. It's an extra $25, but whatever.
Yeah.
So okay, so you've laid out part of it. So, okay, you don't have sex on the first date. I get it.
Yeah.
So you take a girl out to dinner.
Yes.
You take her bowling.
Sure.
If it's going well after bowling, do you then look to go to like a dessert place or like a coffee shop, or do you just at that point it's 4 a.m. and you're like, all right, let's get out of here, that kind of thing. What is it you do?
So after dinner, I normally will chill in the car. We'll just listen to music, as I said. We'll listen to tunes. If something happens, something happens. If it doesn't, I just simply go. Either I take them home or
I've been in your car. It's the most uncomfortable fucking car there is.
I will say, to my defense, when I know a woman's coming in, I clean that shit.
I don't even give a fuck that it's destroyed. I just think it's an uncomfortable car.
Really?
Oh, it's so terribly hard to sit in that car and actually be sexy.
I don't have to be.
Well, motherfucker, you're trying to get laid. You need to be sexy.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, I don't know. I make it work.
This section of the podcast brought to you by Ludes. If you can't get laid on Ludes, you might as well not try. So, anyway, all right. So, you've made it to the point in the podcast where... Oh, we've made it, not you've made it.
Yeah, we.
You've made it to the point of the podcast. Fuck we thing. You did. Okay. Finally, you made it. Yay! Where I'd like to ask you a scenario.
Okay.
And we've been playing around with this off the podcast or the Twitch stream or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Sure.
And we've done it a couple times. But let me throw it out to you. And we'll see if it's something that you think is gay or not gay.
Okay.
Now, mind you, I don't mind if you're gay. I don't mind if you're straight.
Yeah.
It's just a scenario that...
Oh, this is going to go south quick.
Oh, yeah. That I like to ask people and see what their thought process is on.
Okay.
So I'm going to paint you a little picture.
Okay.
Okay. The picture is this. You walk into a room fully clothed.
Fully clothed.
Okay. And in the room, there's a man and a woman.
Okay.
Okay. Door closes. Lights go off. And somebody starts to blow you. Now, it's one of the best blowjobs you've ever had, and you've come to completion. So, light turns back on. Both the man and the woman are back in their proverbial corners. And you walk out the door. So the next step of this, the question is, was it a gay act or was it a straight act?
So I know this game.
Okay.
It's called Shut the Lights and Play Who's in My Mouth.
He
No.
he was on the other end of this stick before.
Tap,
tap. Hello.
Is it gay? I don't. Is it gay? I don't think that's.
See, you got to weigh in your mind. Now, you've had the best experience in the world.
Yeah, but it's still a chance that it could have been a guy.
Yes, but you've, as I said, in the scenario, you've come to a completion.
Here's the thing.
You were about ready to fall asleep.
I will say, if you openly knowing that it is a guy, then it's gay. If you don't know for a fact it's not a guy, then it's not gay.
See, in my mind, the scenario dictates that it's a gay experience regardless if you're a man or a woman.
Do tell.
Because...
Of course, I just saw the listeners just jump up. Great. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
Right? So anyway, my mom logged in, and I was like, yeah, well, I was blowing this dude. Anyway, so here's the deal.
Yep.
You knowingly walk into a room knowing that this is going to happen.
Yes.
And there's a man and a woman in the room.
Yes.
So when push comes to shove, you know that at least 50% of that walking into the room is going to be a dude. So, in my perspective, you've come to a completion. You've come to enjoy it. You've come, whatever the case
You came.
is. You came, yes. Wrong come. But anyway, when it's said and done, you've enjoyed yourself.
Okay.
But I mean, in an older male mind, it's never going to leave your mind that a dude was in the room.
That's true.
And I don't know.
There's no winning the situation, is there?
Say again?
There's no winning the situation.
No, there is winning. You just say fuck it and get it sucked. The end result is that you're in a happy place and then you just move along. I mean, that's the end result. I mean, you really can't justify gay or straight in that aspect because you already knew you were walking into something like that.
So I'm gonna give you a similar question.
Sure.
Well, I think you might have. So, what if the situation wasn't 1-1?
What do you mean?
Well, you said it was one guy, one girl.
Well, I was just simplifying it, but I mean, it could be 3 guys and 2 girls. I don't care.
What if it was 90? I'd say there was 100 people in a room.
Okay.
And you're one.
Okay.
There's one other dude.
Wait. Okay. So there's 90 people in a room with one other guy.
100 people.
So there's 97 women. 98 women rather.
Yes.
And 2 men.
Yep.
See,
and you being one of them.
That's a completely different scenario because the percentage of men to women is completely skewed. Whereas if you go 1-to-1, it's a 50% chance.
Okay. So now, at what point?
I wouldn't feel I wouldn't feel that that's a gay act because there's a better chance that it's a woman. More than likely, it's a woman.
And that's how I looked at it. And I asked my friends that, and they're like, "Nah, bro." And I was like, "Really?" And they're like, "Well," because I was like, "I'm good until the number hits like
87% men and 23%.
Anything after 75 women. If it was 75 women and like 20, I'd be like,
Yeah, but you see, the scenario really only works if it's 1-to-1 kind of thing.
Oh, yeah?
Because, I mean, even if it's 50-50, it's the same scenario. It's just a different
I guess I'm drinking a cup of gay.
Yeah, you know what, man?
I drink a cup of gay.
My point is, if I'm walking into the room and I'm leaving happy, I don't give a fuck what it is.
One of my best friends, I could say his name. We call him Gay Danny.
Gay Danny.
Gay Danny.
Oh, good.
And this man has told me on a number. First off, he's about 400 plus pounds.
Oh, sounds sexy. We got to get him over here.
He's 400 plus pounds, 6'2", 6'3", and really great guy though. And he
sure his name's not Pat. Hi.
he made me make a promise.
What?
That if I ever try to be gay or turn gay or whatever the case.
You know you're not gay until you try it 6 or 7 or 12 times, right?
32.
I'm still trying. I don't know.
He made me make a promise to him that if I do, that he was my first.
All right, so here's the question: Is this now? I don't know this guy from Adam, so
Yeah.
is he a chubby chaser?
Yeah.
He is. So he's a big muscular. He said he's 400 pounds, but is he all muscle or is he?
No.
Oh, so he's a big
He
fat
big
guy.
dude.
All right, so is he what referred to as a bear? Like is
Him,
he?
yes.
He's a big bear.
He's a grizzly.
Dude,
Adams guy.
you'd be his cub. You'd be his cub. That's awesome.
And he's the woman. What do you the?
Well, in the bear community, the bigger guy is always the man.
Yeah, but he's not. He's not that way. He's the feminine one.
Not that I would know the bear community. It's kind of weird.
Why are you throwing yourself out there like that?
Stop it. No. I don't know. I don't know. I guess he'd be the dominant one in the relationship.
And the thing is
Or,
about
I'm sorry, non-dominant. You said he was.
he's the non-dominant. He's
Okay.
he's got the more of a nurturing, if that's the right
Nothing
word.
wrong
I don't
with
know.
that, man.
But yeah, great guy. So I just thought, you know what the thing is that makes me laugh is we used to go when we went to the club, straight clubs. You'd see a gay guy, and be like, "Hey, gay men," and I'm like, dude, really? And he's like, "Yep." He's like, "I only like myself. That's it."
Wow.
Yeah, but I found out that's a thing.
Gay men don't like gay men?
Yeah,
That doesn't make sense.
And
How
here's
hell
the
do you
funniest
have
thing. I
a
asked him one
relationship?
day. I said, you know, how is it for you? Like you, because I want to know. I don't judge. And would you believe I found out from him that he has been with more, and this is going to sound dumb, more straight men than gay men.
Well, obviously, no, because, and this is an argument I'll take to my death. You're not straight. You just don't realize that you're gay.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so I understand. Okay, I want to try it. I don't want to try it. And I get it's a double-edged sword. It's a double standard all day because a girl, in my mind, can have
Her cake can eat it too.
lesbian sex and she wouldn't be considered gay. And I know it's an old way of thinking. I'm not here to judge. But a man who openly wants to have a gay relationship, a gay experience, yes, he's trying to figure out if he's gay or not. But I mean, there's no coming back from that.
I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just the mindset of most males today. I mean, at least that's what my thought process is. I could be completely wrong here.
Yeah, no, I don't understand it. But it's not mine to understand. But yeah, he used to tell me that there was so many people he slept with more straight married men.
Oh yeah, yep.
And that's crazy to me.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up the straight married men because the next topic I want to bring up is actually marriage. Now, in a traditional marriage, it's a man and a woman.
Sure.
Obviously, with everything with gay marriage being legal and what have you, there's all sorts of whatever setups that you want it to be. What is your opinion on marriage, just as a general concept?
I think marriage is a legal term used to be given to two people who truly love themselves in a legal standpoint.
So you don't really care one way or the other in terms of being married, not being married. If you were in a loving relationship and you were with this person for 10 years, would you want to be married or would you just want to remain in a relationship? I know you're bi. That's why we're having this podcast. Apparently, you got big gay men who want to break you in here.
No, but I'm biased to the situation. Growing up with parents that dated for 35 years.
You're right. And I mean that's a thing. But I'm looking for your view. What is your view on a marriage? Do you think it's important?
I think marriage is so financially. Marriage is better.
Okay.
Well, it depends. Like I look at my parents living in separate houses, dating for as long as they have. Financially, that was a dumb decision.
You're right.
Okay, but on the flip side, I've seen so many people who are together and they're happy, they're loving each other, they're in a great relationship, but they just can't live under the same roof.
I get that, and I mean, but that's a situation that, regardless of marriage, that's something
Regardless.
that these people need to work on. I
But
mean,
do you think they have to live under the same roof to be together?
I think to be in a relationship to bring it to the next level, yes. To be in a loving relationship, that's one thing. But to be in a relationship to make it last an extended amount of time, I think that there should be at one point where they're living together and trying to make it work. Because ultimately, if people are unwilling to work through differences in a loving, committed relationship, what's the point of staying with somebody as long as they have if they can't live together for a week at a time? I mean,
Well, I think in the same token, I've watched people in relationships who like they kill each other living in
you're
the
right.
same room.
But I mean, these are people that, like my wife and I. I'll use my wife and I as an example.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm not going to give names.
How many years?
Her
You guys
name's
been married?
Steve. What was that now?
How many years you been married?
Let's see, 2000 ish.
2000-ish years, folks. He's been married for 2000-ish years. Jesus was the one that put them together.
No, about 18, 19 years. That area.
Okay.
No. Now my wife and I have we started young, obviously. I mean,
Very young.
You know, we started very, very young. We were she wasn't even of legal age to drink when we got married.
Okay.
So, and I had just turned legal age, which was great because I couldn't remember my wedding. Anyway,
Okay.
so in my relationship, now I have an old school view, obviously. In my relationship, I honestly feel that if I can't make it with my wife, if I can't make a week, a month, a year, whatever that number is,
Yep.
and not have the ability to discuss and not have the ability to live within the parameters, there's no sense in us trying to even maintain a committed relationship. Because there's obviously some underlining problem in that relationship that you cannot bypass, whatever that is. I mean, it could be something as simple as somebody chewing. If you can't get above and beyond that, you shouldn't be with that person.
Okay. I agree to a certain extent.
To a certain
Once again,
extent.
to a certain extent, because
Okay.
I'm a little biased, as we
I
said.
don't disagree with you.
So here's the situation. So you're married, you're fighting with the wifey,
Yep.
and what do? You guys work through it, right?
No, we argue, we scream, we cuss at each other, and we walk away and we don't talk for a day or so.
So what's the difference between that and say two people living together, or not living together, and they're over there at each other's house, they're arguing, and they're going, this isn't getting anywhere. I'm going to go home, go to bed, and you know what? We'll talk about it tomorrow.
You're right. And the difference is that these two people haven't made the connection to stay with each other. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my wife, and I'll kill for my wife. It is what it is. But to say that we're always going to be in agreement, that's ridiculous. Nobody
That's
is.
absolutely ridiculous.
But I honestly think that
Your wife is insane for being with you this long. That is what I've gotten out of it.
No, I honestly think that my wife and I could live together and hate each other, but understand that we have a better relationship together, living together and understanding each other, and work through that hatred. See, the thing with me and my wife is we're very competitive,
Okay.
and neither of us ever want to give up.
Yeah, who
So-
wants to back down?
Exactly, and that's the problem with a lot of people today. Is nobody wants to back down. I'm right. And the problem is that 97% of the time, neither of you are right.
Oh, yeah.
And in the few times that you're right or your counterpart's right, you tend to kind of throw it in their face, and you just make people upset for no reason.
I think that is one of the biggest problems in my, because I had relationships where I didn't want to take it to the next level. I have relationships where I gave up because I just don't have the time to fight and argue. And
You're right.
Blah, blah, blah. And I think that's the difference between people who are married and people who aren't.
No, you're wrong. You're absolutely and positively wrong. People who are married are just trying to make, and unfortunately, marriage marriage is a terrible concept. I think it's probably one of the worst concepts.
Okay.
I don't think marriage should be a legally binding thing. Now, that being said, I think...
We're going to need to get our secretary back.
That being said, I think where we stand with marriage today, my wife and I are very strong in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
To be married, no. I mean, we had our first son, and he was 2 years old before we got married, and we got married because it was the the thing to do in the era that I lived.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's been with his girlfriend for 19, 20 years, and they finally got married because why not? What the hell? It was the next thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think it should be forced on people. I don't think the reason why I agree with marriage and why, like, when people were talking about, oh, I don't think gay people should get married.
Those people are assholes.
Those people are assholes because here's the thing. You can't force somebody not to love somebody.
Absolutely.
And if they want to share the rest of their life with them, that's fine. And even if you don't, say as a person you don't like gay people, okay? Say you're one of those ignorant assholes that hate gay people. As far as I'm concerned, it's still money going into the government. They're paying their taxes. Who cares? I don't care if you
They were gay before you realized they were getting married. What's the big fucking trek?
My theory on everything, and I've said this from day one, you can love whatever you want to love. You can be with whoever you want to be. Don't force it on me. That's it. And that goes with any topic. Any of the big three will say.
I just wish marriage was one of those things where it wasn't so crazy binding. I mean, a lot of these people get married for the wrong reasons.
It's the same thing. We were talking about this earlier. So, folks, if you missed it earlier, we were talking about kids and having kids. And you remember I said this. There's a lot of people who try to save a relationship by having a kid.
Yes.
That is the dumbest concept ever.
Well, I mean, that
we're
kid's
going to
break
break
up
up.
for the
We
first
don't belong
15 months.
together. We're going to kill each other if we stay together. Let's make a baby. Let's bring us a poor innocent soul in here.
That's a guy's idea right there. That's always
totally
the guy's idea.
It's quick, easy fix.
There's a lot of crazy chicks out there, but it's always the guy's idea. The guy's gonna go, "Hey baby, I got a great idea. We're gonna save this relationship. Let's do this the right way.
Yeah,
let's get fucking shit faced and then make a baby."
I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. A lot. I mean.
That hairdo's one of them.
Hey, hairdo, this facial hair, this gut, wearing a Popeye
wow, look at
shirt.
that thing, man. That thing shook. That was pretty good.
Yeah. You know what I like about it? It's like a waterbed. You just hump once and you ride the wave. No, but here's the thing. Out of all the things I've made mistakes in my life about, I've never had a child with somebody. And the reason for that is because I'm not going to put an innocent life into a situation because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, but are you avoiding the whole wanting to have child thing? Wow. Are you avoiding? Yes, thank you for coming to America. This is good, yeah. Are you avoiding the whole child thing with the? Now, granted, I realize you just started dating somebody, so it's not the first sentence. Hey, you want to have a kid? No, it's definitely not something you want to do. But would you avoid relationships with people that have children?
No. I've changed my ways on that. Before, yes, and that was because I'm not an adult. I can't do this. I can barely wipe my own ass.
Well, you still can't.
I will tell you, the person I'm speaking with has a kid.
All right.
And the reason why is I told you earlier, I don't think I'd be a great father.
All right.
But I'd be an amazing dad.
I think it'd be both. Truly.
You're like, I've been hearing that all week. And then I have people like, you remember Lou Zarette, who was in the last?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
She's like, if you could just cut it off so there's no chance that anything will happen, that'd be great.
It's just like a...
You're fired.
Yes, you're fired. Listen, we're going to just make a baby, okay? No, I don't want to...
You don't want to... Before everything's said and done, huh?
I think the only problem I've had with dating people that have had kids, which now I figured out this problem and I no longer do it, is when I date somebody who has a kid, I simply say to them up front, I'm not going to meet your kid anytime soon. And the reason for it is if this relationship goes south, it's going to be extra hard because now I'm losing 2 people.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the most mature approach I could take to it. And I've been trying to. And that's it. You know, if anybody it was my friends that told me. And the reason why I started dating people who have kids is because I'm 31 years old. To find a woman that's not married and doesn't have any kids, that's a lottery in itself.
Yeah, yeah. Well, not really, because somebody who's your age who hasn't already looked for the prospect of having kids, they more than likely aren't looking to have kids. You know, and if they are, it's some
or
type
nobody
of,
wants them.
It's it's some type of weird, like, oh Christ, I haven't procreated. What's going on? I got to get it done, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I haven't at all found any woman that age that's looking to start a relationship and then start having kids. Don't get me wrong. They're out there.
The problem is the women that are my age right now who don't have kids, they're like, I want it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that clock is ticking. You got 10 minutes, baby. Let's make this happen. By the way, if the people that are listening in, if you have particular topics or questions or anything like that, just throw them in the chat. We do see the chat live, so we will be able to answer anything. But yeah, no, kids, they terrify me. I don't like holding other people's kids. That's my only thing.
No, that's the worst possible thing. I hate seeing newborn babies.
Do you know what's your reason for not liking to hold them? I'll tell you mine.
I don't like I don't like touching kids. Yeah, okay, we just found the first snippet we're gonna cut out there.
Yeah.
I've gotten off that list finally. I don't like holding little kids because I did it. Ultimately, I had 3 of my own kids. You know, got a bunch of nieces, and when push comes to shove,
you've served your sentence.
Huh?
You've served your time.
I did. And, you know, I don't mind going to see them. Like we've been to see, you know, people who have had kids and like, oh yeah, cute kid, whatever. It does nothing for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm beyond the oh, that's so pretty. You know,
Yeah,
I just
First off, babies are ugly.
No,
My
I've
baby's cute. No,
I've seen a couple of cute kids. I mean, let me tell. So
here's my reason.
Out comes the chloroform and
My reason for not holding kids. Say you have a baby.
you just don't want them to fall in that delicious looking rack that you have there.
I don't want them trying to get no, I don't hold like say you have a baby, okay?
That'd be pretty much
and you're
impossible,
like, Nate,
but yeah.
hold my baby.
Okay.
And I go, okay, and I'm holding baby. Uh-oh, baby falls.
All right.
I break the baby. I can't go, hey, Pat, I'm going to go make another one with your wife
No, what
for
you got to say is, where's the refund ticket? You can print this one back and get a new one.
I don't think that Walmart would accept that.
Well, no, see, because this is the point you're probably not understanding. If it's a first-time mother, that woman is going to be, this far away from you. It's not going to change.
I noticed that.
They're not going. First-time mother, this far away. Fourth-time mother, like, I don't give a fuck. Just drop the thing. You know?
Yeah.
So that's the
funny
difference.
that you say that.
You know, and they'll hover. They'll hover.
I had a friend who, their first baby, I never got to hold the child.
Oh, you won't either.
And she did tell me if I wanted to, I would have to put on gloves. And I was like, no.
And, you know, and it comes down, you know, if the baby's a preemie, if the baby has some type of thing going on with it, jaundice or whatever the case is, a lot of the times you can't hold the baby.
Sure.
You know, and again, first time mother, they'll be there. They're on top of you. Second time mother, it's like, okay, I'm here, but whatever.
Yeah.
Third time mother's like, motherfucker, just take the kid. I don't need
the
this
kid.
shit.
I don't even want him. Take him.
I don't need it. No, we're good. but no, I understand your thought, but you can't break a kid. That's the thing. Being a father, the one thing I can honestly tell you is that you can't break a kid.
Yeah.
Not at first. After
you've
the first,
tried. I've heard.
I've dropped a few of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's why they look like me.
And everybody keeps saying, Nate, it's the most rewarding.
Yeah, they're full of shit. They just want you to have a kid.
That's
Let me tell you the truth about having kids. This is the truth,
listen up, America.
okay? The first 3 years of this child's life, not even 3 years, I'm sorry. Let me start over again. The first year of this child's life, you
Sure.
are going to get zero sleep. Completely, I mean, if you sneak in 15 minutes at a time, you're doing good. You know, and now you
nope.
got to take into account that you got to go to work. Then you got to take into account, okay, now because I have a kid, I now have to go out and visit my in-laws, or they have to come over to the house. So now
It's
you
a
got
job.
So now you got to clean the house, okay? So okay, now your house is clean. Now you have a few hours off.
Nope.
You want to spend some time with the kid, and then now I don't know if you remember this or not. I stopped going to Christmas and all the other little functions that the family has because Christmas with kids is a fucking nightmare. This is a fucking nightmare, okay? Because here's the deal.
Tell me how you feel, Pat.
Now, I don't know about anybody else in the podcast world, but this is the way my family worked when we used to do Christmas. So this is now Christmas Day.
Okay.
It's not Christmas Eve. It's not 2 days after. It's Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So my kids have just opened their presents. They're all happy. Oh, look, I got the new Xbox. I got the new this and I got the new that. Right? So now you got to go, okay, put your shit away. We're going to X house, whoever that is.
Yeah, fuck you, Dad.
Okay, so, you know, if you were lucky enough to get a device that's portable,
Yeah.
or a toy that's portable, or something that's portable, they can then take it and they won't have a fucking conniption
Yeah.
wherever they're going.
Well, I'm thinking as an adult, if you gave me a brand new car and then kept the keys, I'd lose my shit.
Well, again, but as
Because
an
that's what you're
adult,
essentially doing.
but that's literally it. So now you
That's
have to
terrible.
take your kids.
That's terrible.
You have to take your kids and you have to take them with whatever bullshit that they've gotten to a house of somebody's that you see 3 times a year, which is all the fucking holidays. Okay? And then you have to make sure they don't play with, if these people have kids, you have to make sure that your kids don't play with these people's kids' toys. Because God forbid something happens with one of these toys. And now these kids are, oh, well, they broke my toy. Well, what the fuck? It's Christmas, you asshole. So,
Jeez.
my wife and I did this for the first 3 or 4 years of our kids' lives. And I finally went, fuck this. You know what? Christmas is my kids' day. I don't care what these other people think of
Because
me.
it's not about you anyways.
No, absolutely not. And I would love to see my family. But if they can't do this shit a different time or whatever the case is,
Yeah.
then there's no sense in me going to something because they're obviously only looking to have a get-together for the older people and are not taking into account there's a bunch
So let
of
me
younger
ask you,
people.
now that your kids are all older,
Well, my kids aren't at the ages where they get those devices and worry about it. Now that they're older, we'll go anywhere. I don't care.
that's what I was asking you. Okay.
But my thing is from the age of let's say 2 to 10 or 11 years old, maybe not even that old, but
At least 8 or 9.
in that range
Yeah.
where your kids are going to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
So up until a few years ago, we would be home, and I said, anybody who wants to come visit, come visit. This is how it's going to work out. I don't care what you guys do. So, and it became a big to-do in the family. I mean, at first, people were pissed off. Well, why aren't they here? Why aren't they? Wait. And I had to explain multiple times going, because my fucking kids are not going to be pack mules bringing shit left
No,
and right.
'cause it's just not fair.
No, and it comes down to
But a lot of people aren't going to understand that.
no, and I don't deny the older people in the groups. I don't deny the aunts and uncles that want to see I don't deny any of those people.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from. But if you look at it from a child's perspective,
Yeah, you're
they're
hey,
getting a bunch of shit given to them,
Yeah.
and then they have to automatically put it away
you're the Grinch.
and then go to a house that not only do they not only see these people once or twice a year,
Yeah.
but they have to deal with their bullshit, eat food, and then you go, what? Okay, we're going to leave so you can go home play. And they've lost
No,
half
that
their
was-
day.
That's why I remember growing up as a kid. That's how it was. Christmas Eve was the time to go see the family. Christmas Day, that was the family. That was the immediate family. You stayed in your house. And for me, anyways, we opened our gifts. We got to maybe have an hour between opening
Yeah.
gifts and then having dinner.
But you're still at your house.
Of course.
See, whereas, as a child, I can remember having to go to my grandmother's house every holiday and every
That's
this and every
crazy.
that. And I distinctly remember going, but I can't bring this there. Or what. Well, you have to deal with it. And then I lose the entire day, the one fucking day that I'm supposed to be able to play with everything that I have.
Yeah.
So I was following suit. I was doing the same exact thing. But, I soon realized that wasn't.
Sorry. By the way, listeners, if you're enjoying the podcast, you enjoy listening, please throw up a follow. It helps. Loserette, awesome point. Stop buying your kids things you don't want them to have.
Well, fuck, it's Christmas. What
It's
are you going to
Christmas,
do?
Exactly, exactly.
The best time at Christmas is Black Friday, frankly. I love Black Friday.
Do you?
Up north, Black Friday got changed because a couple of years back, people were getting shot and killed and whatnot. You
It
remember
was
getting
too much.
trampled.
Yeah, trampled. That was it.
So what happened was that they completely turned Black Friday to a 24-hour scenario.
Yeah, like what was it? Thanksgiving night.
Exactly. So what would happen was that they went from this is a 4-hour thing and whatever,
Yeah.
and they literally expanded it to 24 hours.
Yeah, this way people aren't stepping on heads.
I mean, the past 3 years, I would go out at like 6:30 at night on Black Friday and get my entire Christmas stuff in a single day, and it would cost me a third of what it would have cost.
So here's the thing. I've always wanted to try. I know that sounds stupid. I've always wanted to try going Black Friday shopping, but being in the line of work that I am in, I'm working ridiculous hours.
My wife and I tried it once, and she was pregnant with my middle son at the time, and we got into the place, and there was so many deals, but it was, oh, excuse me, wow, I burped into the mic. That was terrible.
Found it.
There were so many deals going on.
Yep.
And there was 10 million people in a place. I ended up going the entire time where I'm around my wife and I'm doing one of these things. I got like a shield.
I'm sorry. This guy, Squishkin. Hello, new here. What's this podcast talking about Christmas and Black Friday in September? Well, we were talking about, in general, having kids, and then we moved from kids to enjoying days with your family.
He keeps moving into kids. It's fucking terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah, look at him.
Squishkin, you offer a topic. We'll talk about it.
Now, we were talking about how you load your fucking kids up into the caravan on Christmas Day after they get all their bullshit, whatever it is that you bought them.
Congratulations, by the way.
For what?
You got a new vehicle. You got rid of your caravan, right?
I did. I fucking burned that shit to the ground.
My God.
Rode that thing into heaven, man. That thing.
I'm so proud you got rid of
had
your
like
soccer mom
300,000
status.
miles on it. It was going to fucking kill me.
That soccer mom vehicle.
Oh, fuck you. That thing was fat. I tell you what, this is a hidden gem for those minivans. Whatever fucking they put into a minivan, those motherfuckers do about 95 miles an hour. Within 30 seconds, man. They're fucking stupid fast.
Fat guy squared. Have you considered getting an abortion?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's a couple years late.
Yeah.
I will tell you, though, since Squishkin was mentioning, if you were mentioning, we're too far away from Black Friday, I will bring this up. Me and this gentleman right here. Now, you got a picture. I'm 6 foot. How tall are you?
6'2".
6'2". Between the both of us, there's probably about 500 pounds easily.
Yep. 400
Okay.
of them's him.
So, so one day, I was working at a Halloween store. You remember?
I do.
And I told him, I said, you get your kids together, and we're going to go down to my Halloween store. I'm going to hook you up for Halloween costumes, since Halloween's just right around the corner. So we went, me and him, we got in the minivan, and we... Fuck you, Alex. We got in the minivan, and we went to the mall. Now, you got to picture 2 6-foot, 300-pound guys walking around with 3 kids around a mall trying on costumes. Nobody was going to say shit to us.
Yeah, he was a happy. He was the happy wife of the day.
Yeah, I definitely was the bitch in the relationship.
See, I see you say you enjoy Black Friday. We were having a discussion about, like I said, Black Friday. Back to that.
It's all part of the ironic charm.
At least up in the northeast region of America, they now do Black Friday all day.
So, Squishton, where are you from? What part of the United States? Because I know it can get crazy for Black Friday everywhere. Except for Alaska. I'm pretty sure shit ain't getting
No,
crazy
they
in
got
Alaska.
a little fucking store with 12 people running in that bitch. You know goddamn well. Except over there, they got fucking hatchets and shit.
I don't know, man. It's a tough holiday in general, especially being in the sales world. Like, for me, I don't get a day off between maybe the week before Thanksgiving until the first of the year. I am not allowed to take
Really?
anything other than my mandatory 2 days. I don't care if family's dying.
Wow.
Like, you have to tell.
What is it?
Question:
Been
being stuck in a crowd with friends and family.
Looking at a cheap
Oh,
he's in New England too.
Oh,
All right.
shit, bro.
So you know exactly
the
what we're talking
problems.
about. All right. Yeah, no. Up in Rhode Island and Massachusetts area, they've been consistently expanding the Black Friday experience
Yeah.
through the entirety of the day.
It used to be, as you said, 4 hours
Yeah, it was
just
about
to get
it.
that $100 TV that won.
And I have had zero issues since they started doing it. Vermont.
Oh, cryptozoology? What is cryptozoology?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hold on, he wants to. So we'll keep talking about this. I'll look up cryptozoology, and then we'll talk about it. They brought up a topic.
Cryptozoology.
Yeah. What are
That
the?
sounds like a weird sex term.
It does. I'm kind of intrigued.
Well, zoology, isn't that any kind of study of animals?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
I will tell you. Apparently, there is a cryptozoology museum in Maine. So
Sounds like loads of fun.
Uh,
Come on, read it, Nate. Let's go.
It's a lot of big words. Cryptozoology is a field of study. It's a pseudoscience and subculture that aims to prove the existence.
Oh, Bigfoot Loch Ness.
Okay.
All right, so it's a study of random shit that people think's real but not.
Oh, chupacabras. I remember that one too.
All right, well, my thought process is you got to get your weed and beer somewhere. You might as well do it while you're tracking something.
So I've asked a lot of people about this. There's shows all over. I hate the Loch Ness shows because when they come on, I watch. I will watch the whole episode, waiting, anticipation to know that at the end they still fucking haven't found anything.
You know
our
what?
grandfather, he has a theory though. Have you ever heard it?
Your grandfather?
Our grandfather.
Oh boy, here we go.
He thinks that Bigfoot is real, okay? And he thinks the reason that we have not seen it is because it comes in and out of another dimension.
Unconfirmed animals and Mr. Yeah, my grandfather has done a lot of peyote tabs in his lifetime.
But that's his theory. My theory is I think there are certain things that are possible, and I think there's certain things that aren't. Like
I just think there's a big guy who got sauced one day and went, dude, I got a great fucking idea. And he rented a fucking ape costume and went, dude, I got an even better idea. Get that fucking camera. Let's make this happen. It's like, why? What's gonna happen? Well, what's gonna happen is these people are gonna get all fucked up, right? So now let's paint a picture here, okay? Two dudes sitting in the basement, just fucking around, having a great idea.
Like this.
Right? And one cat's got size like 47 feet. Yeah, that motherfucker's got those. He's wearing fucking
the Shaquille
clogs.
O'Neals.
Yeah, right? He got clogs on because he ain't got nothing else to wear.
Of course.
So, and he goes, dude, I got this fucking awesome idea. But just hear me out here, okay? Okay. I know it sounds weird. Okay. Now, mind you, this is taking place in the 1950, 60 area,
Yeah.
right? So he goes, I got a great idea. I say we go to the woods. He goes, all right. Why do you want to go to the woods? Well, I got this ape costume I had from last Christmas, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to sew tits onto this thing. Right? And then I'm going to put it on. He goes, dude, I'm not into that weird sex shit. I mean,
Yeah.
Let's not go there. Let's not do. No, motherfucker. Listen to what I'm saying.
Great.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm
Have
gonna sew
another beer.
tits
You'll
on
enjoy
this
this
thing.
idea.
Right? Because they said in that video, the video says it was a girl Sasquatch. And I heard this from the Joe Rogan podcast.
I saw it. I looked underneath. I saw.
No, that's not right. So.
By the way, Loserette made a perfectly good point. The reason that there's no clear pictures of Bigfoot is because Bigfoot is blurry.
That's awesome.
So I think
In the light of new laws, would you?
No, we're not
smoke?
going to that one right now. I know why he
Oh
said
wow, dude, you gotta calm down with the long sentences. Neither of us can read well. Look at him.
Some are more believable and realistic than others. It's scientifically confirmed that there were other humanoid. Yes,
You're
so
absolutely
here's the
right.
thing.
There was an ape. What is it? About half a century.
Half a billion years ago. Half a
million years ago.
Yeah.
It was a hominid. It stood upright. But
Luzeret, posted in the chat. I know you know the scientific name. We actually have that character in the game Ark that we play.
yes.
That's the thing. Things like Bigfoot or Loch Ness Monster are the same thing to me as like a megalodon. Okay, because they were things
Spell
from
it.
the prehistoric era.
Spell it. It's not real if you can't spell it.
Because they were from that time period, they were realistic. They're a thing. Because they were a thing once upon a time, is it possible that they could still be around? Yes, I do agree that. But come on, with the technology, all the fucking technology we have, we couldn't find anything yet.
What you need to understand is that a lot of these people who found, Bigfoot or whatever the case is, they're working off of different thoughts in terms of, like Bigfoot. I guarantee you somebody found a bunch of bones in the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
And they automatically assume that it was a Bigfoot or whatever the case is.
True.
And, it could have been a bear for all we know.
Well, I don't know if he's mentioning this because of this reason, but there was a show on last night, me and my father were watching it, about Bigfoot. And it was 3 episodes, I think I saw. One was here on the West Coast, on the West Coast of the United States.
You realize we're on the East Coast,
Yeah,
right?
we're on the
Okay.
opposite.
Okay.
There was one from Russia. And because Russia has their own version, the Himalayans have their own version.
Yeah, it's
and
a
we have
Yeti.
Yeti, exactly.
They call them Yetis.
The abominable snowman, the Yeti, and the Bigfoot. So they had 4 counts on the western coast to the point where people had samples of hair from they shot him.
They shot him.
One guy, he's like, this is what he said: I shot Bigfoot's kid.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
He goes, I buried him. I came back the next day. There was some remains left.
That's a lot of fucking vodka right there. I'm just
Well, that's
saying.
all. But the whole time I'm like,
That dude's getting sauced.
if I shot Bigfoot,
He killed some random fucking person, and then the fucking wolves found it.
In my thought process, if I shot something and I thought this something was Bigfoot,
There's a species like in India and Indonesia and Australia with a 15,000 year and likely lived alongside
yes,
Homo sapiens. Yeah. We're aware of that.
yeah. So as I was saying,
But I mean, in the last, 10,000 centuries. Wow, that's
what's in that coffee?
I don't know, man. In the last 10,000 years, I mean, obviously we haven't seen anything recently, kind of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. These guys, now here's the thing. If you think about this logically, Pat, you go in the woods, okay? You're hunting with your friends. You go out and you say, "Holy shit, that's not a bear. That looks like a Sasquatch."
I'm telling you right now, if I see something 7 feet fucking tall and hairy, I don't care what it is. I'm fucking running.
Okay, these people shot it. Fine. You want to shoot it? That's fine. You're telling me after you shot it, you wouldn't just take a picture? You wouldn't just.
Well, wait. The guy you're talking about, when did this happen? Did they even have the ability?
This was in the past 4 years. So
Okay.
they took the sample, they kept it, they brought it to a genealogist, I believe it was, or whatever you call him, DNA sample dude. Yes, and Sasquatch. So they brought it to this guy. He tested the sample. Guess what it was?
Bear fur.
Black bear.
Yeah.
A black bear. Wow, black bear.
Black bear.
So they did the Russian one.
Oh yeah.
The Russian one, this is the crazy one. They found a skull.
Okay.
It was the skull for this thing. This kid, that's
The
Sasquatch.
the hominin or whatever it is. Yeah.
It was, which the DNA sample for brings it back to Africa.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't know if this is my water, but it is now. So I think it is real, but
I think Squishums is a Sasquatch fanatic.
yes, I think it is real.
It's pretty you know.
Obvious it's real. Do I think it's now? No. And the reason why, as I said, just like Loch Ness the monster, with the amount of sonar we have, you tell me you can't just put something in the lake.
You mean Loch Ness?
Yeah.
Loch Ness is huge, dude. It's not something that you just put something in. I'm gonna put this in here and hopefully it works.
I don't know. I think that it is real, but I just.
Oh, you're a Trailer Park Boy fan? Let me tell you now, that's a funny fucking show. You ever watch that? They have them on Netflix. The Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've been told I look
Christ.
like I act like one of the guys on there.
Well,
But you know-
okay.
you know
Until
who I
you
keep-
can tell me which guy it is, I don't want to hear it. It's probably the cop.
I don't know. But you know who I keep getting compared to?
Who?
Everywhere. And a matter of fact, when I saw you last week at the cookout, your whole family agreed on this.
What? Help me out, man.
Sal,
Sal.
Impractical Jokers.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely look like him. That's not a
Sal Bacano right here.
that's not a secret.
You know what? Maybe we'll get famous by that. They'll be like, hey, Sal, you did a dog
Oh,
show.
what the fuck was that?
Hey, thank you. I know that's a follow of some sorts. We appreciate that. Let's check out who it
That
belongs
damn thing
to.
scared the shit out
Oh,
of
Sisquitch Schwin.
me.
I love your name. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering the shit out of it. Thank you for the follow.
You know what? I don't care who you are. Your name is now Shishinskin. No, thank you for the follow. That's
Is
awesome.
my favorite, and one of the characters is Trailer Park Boys is my favorite. One of my characters is certain that Sasquatch is real.
There you go.
I agree.
We will definitely have another podcast a video cast, whatever the fuck they call this thing. I'm just gonna call it a podcast.
That's fine.
I'm
You
just
can call
calling
it
them
a
all a
podcast.
podcast.
I mean,
This is brand new to us, ladies and gentlemen. So
speak for yourself.
We're going to be adding more stuff to it, and at one point, we're definitely going to put a TV down here, so Mr. Non-enlightened over here can learn the good joys of the Trailer Park Boys.
I will have to. I've heard good things.
Now,
Is there a Randy?
Yes.
That's people who think I am. Randy.
Yeah, he's a redhead, so oh no, he's not. No, you don't look like him.
What is your stance on medicinal marijuana, and would you smoke it if you were prescribed? Okay, so let me tell you the backstory. He's asking this because I'm like the Antichrist of marijuana.
You're not a big fan of marijuana?
I'm not, and you know why? I think we talked about this at the cookout.
Yes.
Because for the viewers that don't know this about me, I had an experience when I was younger. I got something that was laced. I had a bad trip. I got rushed to the hospital. It was bad. Put a damper on the mood. Just like if anybody had any problems with anything, it would probably put a damper. Now, with that being said, I think they should legalize it. And the reason I think they should
The
is 'cause
income alone would be worth it.
the income is great. But with everything, there has to be restrictions.
Oh, without a doubt.
I don't believe people out there like, oh, I could drive my car just as no. You should not be able to operate a vehicle while you're on marijuana, just like you shouldn't be operating a vehicle on opiates or on
That's
alcohol.
just so much more fun.
You're not helping. I don't believe that you should go to work on it. I had an ex, I won't mention names, who used to smoke right before she left for work. She drew blood. She was a phlebotomist. I'm sorry. You're an asshole. That's
I mean, just draw blood. It's not a big deal.
I see, and that's like
So you're thinking that, and again, I could be putting words in your mouth, but it sounds like you're putting marijuana into a place where opiates belong.
I'm putting marijuana that just like opiates or just like alcohol.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, marijuana for certain people can alter their perception.
It alters everybody's perception.
So with that being said, you should not be under the influence when you're making huge decisions.
Okay.
While you're like, I'm sorry, if you're delivering pizzas, I'm not really give a shit about you.
No, you should though, because
You should be behind the wheel.
You can't have a stance on something and then go, well, if you're doing this, because the stance directly dictates the other part of it.
I agree. Squish, swish, win, win. I'm so bad. If cannabis becomes legal, it will be regulated and prevented people from getting laced stuff, and it will be safer. So one of the things that me and Pat talked about last week was that when we were growing up, you didn't know who the hell you were getting it from. You didn't know what the hell you were getting, and it was different. Now everything is grown professionally. People make a living off this. So for that, I will agree. I think it is a good stream of income, and I
Sure.
think you don't have to worry about it as much coming from the buyer. With that being said, just like cops do a breathalyzer test, there has to be some sort of test, and I know they already have it.
The fuck are you talking about? Here's the thing about marijuana. This is the funniest fucking side of it. I don't smoke. To say it's legal or illegal, I don't care.
Okay.
Does nothing for me. Obviously, I don't think they should be driving, but I don't know where the fuck these people are getting weed from, but this shit stinks. I mean, it fucking reeks. You know, there's been more than one occasion where I'm walking by somebody and I mean, they smell like just sweet ass. I mean, you know, you're talking
Can
about.
you tell me what does sweet ass
Oh,
smell
it
like?
smells like fucking weed.
Okay.
Really.
Well, what about dabs?
Dabs smell even worse.
Oh, it does. Okay.
I mean, it's just it's a concentrated form. I mean, honestly, that's
So
what a dab
what
is.
you're saying is you think it's easier for cops to tell.
I think that people who drive high, who smoke in cars, who get high outside of properties, they're I don't think they have the wherewithal to realize that everybody else knows they're doing it.
True.
You know, and you know, good, bad, or otherwise.
Sure.
People say, well, they're profiling me. They're profiling. No, it's because you smell like shit, you asshole. I mean, it's a distinctive smell. It truly is a distinctive smell. So, I mean, to say that, yeah, to legalize it, great. I don't care. You know,
So-
to get high, great. I don't care. Should you be working with any kind of heavy electronics, any type of equipment, driving behind a car? Absolutely not. I don't think that you should. Now,
What about nurses and doctors
dude,
or politicians?
the highest medicated profession is doctors and nurses behind air traffic controllers. I mean, you got to understand,
True.
it's not a hidden thing. And these people are utilizing prescribed medication. At least with weed, it's a drug that will come and go and it won't do any adverse effects. Whereas an opioid, that's just going to fuck you up for hours and days and in some cases actually change your mental status.
So, with that being said, talking about prescription, this brings in the next point that a viewer just mentioned. What is your stance on kids being prescribed to smoke marijuana, toddlers, teens, etc.?
I have actually seen a documentary, and I'm sure some of the people on here have seen it as well, where a kid had a serious form of Tourette's. I want to say it's Tourette's. I could be wrong with what it is that he had.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
But they didn't allow them to smoke. What it was is it was a concentrated oil or something along
Yeah,
those lines.
he was just saying small doses of cannabis extract.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm sorry. So, in that particular situation, that kid, they showed him prior to and then after the fact, and all I care about is quality of life.
Of course, for anybody.
You know, for anybody, and you know, and ultimately the quality of life is what matters.
Sure.
And that particular kid had no quality of life. He had zero life at all. But after he was on it, his body was granted he still had the shakes occasionally, but he was able to move. He was able to whatever the case
Sure.
is. You know? So
Yeah, because don't they? They take the extract, they put it on their gums. Is it?
oh, I don't know.
Or
I
something
know
like that.
I know
I
that
thought-
it absorbs.
I'd be okay in certain cases. This is what one of our viewers says. I'd be okay in certain cases with professionals who are prescribed medical cannabis products if it is proven to help them perform their job duties. So,
Well, see, now that's where the terminology, the wording that you're using is you know, people are going to have an argument with that
because here's the thing. For instance, same, a little different of a concept. We're going to talk gun rules, okay?
gun rules.
Yeah, regulations.
Okay.
You go out and people, when all the shooting started,
Oh yeah.
they said, we'll do a psych evaluation.
They should.
They should. what determines that doctor that's giving you that psych evaluation is not crazy?
Well, again, I mean, just like right now, when they legalized weed and people had to get cards, it was a joke doctor, but it was a doctor. You know, he had
So
his doctor.
in this particular case,
Why do you need weed? Because it's Tuesday. You know,
somebody responded with, edibles don't result in a strong smell. 2, cops thinks everything smells like pot.
No. Okay, first off, I'm not a cop. And I know goddamn well what fucking weed smells like. And
Yes.
I gotta tell you, I don't know what the fuck they smoke. It must be some shitty weed, or I don't know. Maybe the smell dictates a better quality. But that shit stinks the entirety of the road. If you're behind somebody who's driving, it smells like oil burning. Like you know how when you're
I know
behind a
what you're
car
saying.
with like a cracked header or something, and it's just a constant oil smell. Well, you can literally follow the car
You
who's
could.
smoking. And again, I'm not a smoker. I'm not a cop. I'm not trying to tell you you're wrong. I'm just
He's a
telling
fucking
you
narc.
that as a
He's
person.
a goddamn narc.
There you go. As a person that doesn't smoke, and I don't have any issues with people who do it. Understand that I can absolutely smell when somebody's smoking weed.
So that's why she's mentioning edibles, because edibles, they don't smell like anything.
Oh, you're right. And at which point those people would be a whole lot smarter to go that route. But the point is, I've talked to people who do smoke, and they go, I don't smell like anything. Like, you fucking stink. What are you talking about?
But that's the same thing with cigarette smokers.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize how much I smelled from smoking cigarettes until after I quit smoking.
I was a smoker, and when my wife and I got married, we went away to this place too. It was a smoking room. At the time, they actually had those still. And
God,
we walked into
old.
the fucking room, and I went, "Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with this place?"
Yeah.
And we
It's
actually asked for the room to get swapped. You don't notice this stuff until you're away from it for a short while,
Sure.
or you go to a place that is just insanely, just copious amounts of this stuff.
Uh-oh. She's flipping out. Hold on. We got a loserette going off the deep end.
They smell nothing. What smells nothing
I
alike?
do
Help
too,
me out.
but I have been around several times when cops thought something that was clearly not pot smelled like pot. Clove cigarettes are a common cause. That's true.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I used to smoke cloves. I don't disagree with you. But cloves have a distinctive sweet smell. Whereas pot...
That's why she's making that point. They smell nothing alike.
No, you're right. You're right. It's almost like a cigar smell, and
Like a
lower
Black and
quality cigar. Exactly, black and mild. Cloves do.
Yeah.
Whereas weed has a distinctive, just
Danky.
skunky smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I'm not knocking the fact that they smell nothing alike. I agree with you, but to say that I couldn't point out 10 people who were smoking in a car, if I had 35 people to choose from,
Sure.
you'd be completely out of your mind. I would absolutely notice it immediately.
And just so you know, another person said on the, my buddy the Killer Snowman wants to say, nice plastic backdrop.
You like that?
agree. It looks like the start of a kill room. Well, that's why you folks are on this side and not on that side. No, as far as the pot thing, the people who are on the chat actually right now, a good portion
Did
of
you
them
wrap
know.
a body up recently? Well, I mean, we had 47 feet of the stuff. Now we're down to 12. So, yeah, you call it what you will.
I mean, it's New England.
Yeah, right.
I've tried an edible.
I haven't had the nerve to do it.
Here's the thing. I tried it without the THC.
So how the fuck do you call it an edible?
It's because it had the other stuff. It wasn't THC. It was
the other stuff.
real quick. Not THC. What is the other stuff, folks? I know you're listening in.
THC is the component that
Yeah, but
gives
that's
you
what that's where there's two forms. There's THC and then something else. The THC causes you to actually feel high, while the other side just relaxes you. CBD?
CBD, yes.
So it had CBD, and let me tell you, I took it. It was like a gummy. It was 2 gummies, and I took them because a customer came in, said, "You look stressed." Here, opened the pack, and what is the first rule that parents tell you? Don't take candy from strangers. Meanwhile, Nate's popping gummies like chiclets, right?
See, Nate sees a candy and he goes, I don't give a fuck what's in this.
And this is all I did. After I took it, I said, how long does it take to kick in? Like 45 seconds later, I'm just like...
You got the perfect set of tits to do it, so you're good.
The only problem I had, though, was afterwards, she left, and I've never, because it relaxed me so much. I have never had to crap so bad in
The
my
fuck?
life.
Dude, I think you took something else, man. I don't
Yeah,
think
everybody
you
put CBD. Authorities, I'm sure you could absolutely. The problem is the authorities not being able to tell the difference. You are absolutely right, Luzerette. People are quick to judge. Okay, just like when it comes to alcohol. If I have a
When
beer,
the fuck did this become a PSA here?
I'm just saying, if I have a beer,
The more you know.
one beer, am I okay to drive? Most likely, yes.
No, because you don't have. See, and that's the difference. You don't drink.
So yeah, my
I
tolerance
drink.
is less.
So my tolerance, I could have 3 or 4 beers before I start to. Now, if I'm talking truthfully about myself, I could probably get standard beers, not any tall boys or anything like that. I could go 3, maybe 4 beers before I know I am unable. I'm intoxicated.
So here's a perfect
Whereas
example.
you would probably do about a half a beer.
All right, so forget me. We'll go you.
All
You
right.
have one beer. Okay.
Again, regular beer.
Regular beer, nothing harmful.
I feel that my size. I know I'm not blowing a whatever it is a .2 or whatever.
Yeah, you're not
it
going
is.
to go over. But say you're driving.
Yep.
Cop pulls you over.
Okay.
You were swerving or whatever he says.
I tell him I got a fucked up face. I can't do a walk the line thing.
So if he pulls you over and says that to you, and then you roll down your window, and he goes, and he smells, he could tell that you're drinking. Please test the plastic
breathability. I mean, we're not rapping in it. We're good, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put it on my face. I
They
think
just
they
want
me
you to
kill
get
myself.
naked and fucking oil up, man. That's what they want.
Yeah, I think.
That's the real reason why they're over here. They want to see the bear wrestle the cub.
Yeah, that's not
Fucking
happening.
freaks.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, as I was saying, I don't, I think with somebody like that, cop pulls you over, he smells the beer. Just like that, he's automatically, this guy's
if you're
wasted.
smart enough, you don't drive after you've drinking a beer. I mean, you got to understand, anything that you do in life is directly related to every action you take. So if you know you're going to drive, pop a fucking, Tic Tac or something, man.
Sure. I mean,
if you're fucking stupid enough to hop in a car after you've had a few beers, are you guys concerned about the sexual attention you evoking? Not at all.
do you know, I'm going to tell you.
I peg him most every day he's here. It's okay. We're cousins, so it's not weird. We live in a southern part of the state.
Awkward turtle, people. Super awkward. So you know what that means. Awkward turtle has babies. Actually, and this is for everybody that's listening. I will tell you, before talking to Pat about this, I've streamed games and stuff like that. And we were at this cookout talking about it. He goes, do you ever worry that your viewers are masturbating to you?
Not anymore.
That thought never came into my brain. If you got tension, try some CBD.
He's trying to loosen your ass up so we can get it on.
I think it's.
See, I found the one guy who was interested in watching us.
Jay Barlow said the guy to the right was rubbing his. Well, you damn right I was. You're damn right. So, to the viewers listening, this is kind of what we're going for. This is the kind of podcast we're trying to do. We're trying to keep it open mic. We're trying to keep it friendly, be able to talk about whatever. We're going to have our own, I don't want to say lesson plan, but we're going to have our own.
Lesson plan? Where the fuck are you right
I don't
now?
know, man. I failed out of high school.
Let me try this again. Guys, this shit's all open. Quite frankly, there's nothing that we won't talk about outside of racist stuff. We're not into it. It is our first go around here, so as we progress, we will add more things, and obviously the black tarp will be taken down after we wrap the body.
Yeah,
we'll get a green screen with the black tarp logo on it or whatever. I think it's an ambiance thing, quite frankly. I like it.
I kind of like it too. I think. What do you guys think? I'm thinking we should add a fern right here,
You gonna
or a blow-up doll.
No, my kids will steal it and they'll try fucking it. And that's all I need. Talk about that awkward conversation at Christmas. This episode is 2 of this.
How did you discover Twitch, and did you stream other stuff on here in the past? Yes.
We tried one other episode just to try it out, but it was all over the place. Really.
So yes, I've streamed games as well. If you want, you can feel free to look my other stream up. It's Sniper SNYPERXXX. That's my gaming tag.
What is my position on doggy style?
We're gonna get to that.
You know what my position is? Always behind.
So I've streamed video games on there, and that's how I got into this. And my cousin Pat hit me with this podcast. I've always wanted to do a podcast. I was a extra, I guess you could say, a person that was a special guest, keyword special. That was brought on to, as you can see, Owlix Game. He was the guy from Chip and Dip Show I was telling you about.
Was he Chip or Dip?
I think he was Dip.
Oh, shit.
I think he was the Dip.
That's a New England word that's a negative connotation of something.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, Dip.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty much you're a special needs freak.
Really?
Yes. Do we have to go and do a New England thing?
Jay Barlow says, I think I saw the guy with the black shirt on a porn site.
Well, we're both in black shirts, guys. So
if it's Popeyes, that's because I ate my spinach, and yes, you did see me.
Wow, you're on a porn site? What the hell kind of weird gay shit are you doing? Oh, no, you know what? Tune in for episode 3, and we are going to get into that. That needs more time to explain. No. You're going to wait.
I'm not going to give
anything away. You're going to wait. We're going to talk about that again.
I'm not going to give anything away, but I will say, how do you think we got the new computer?
Yeah. Wow, you are on a fucking gay porn site. Oh, that's
gay
weird.
Porn? Well,
no, it's definitely it's expanding. Soon enough, it's going to be, wow, you were blowing dudes on a gay porn site, huh?
Alex is going out to find the video.
That's awesome.
I watch a lot of political and new talk shows, podcasts, radio shows, and you guys have the making of a nice, chill podcast.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That is
actually
the best
means a lot.
compliment. Honestly, it's the first day of us doing it, so we didn't realize we were going to be good, bad, or otherwise here.
And here's the thing. This is also going to be, once we're done with this, the audio is going to get clipped. We're going to put that on iTunes and then the Play Store. This will also be on YouTube. So we're trying to get a little everywhere. As Pat knows, one of my favorite podcasters to listen to is Joe Rogan. Love him. The reason I love him, his experience is that he puts on there is because he's real. He doesn't bullshit. He has a strict 5 topics they want to talk on, or maybe a couple guests. Other than that, it's free.
See, my favorite podcast is Your Mom's House. It's 2 comedians going back and forth.
I was about ready to slap you.
It's 2 comedians going back and forth, and they got some dumb shit on there, which I absolutely enjoy. So if we can mix and match both of those, I think we'll come down to a really cool setup.
And
you got a good radio voice too. Which one, him or me?
Yeah, who's got the better radio? Nate, that's me, or Pat, that's this ugly guy.
He's got thick plastic backdrop. You guys keep focusing on the wrong thing.
What is it? 2 guys in a backdrop?
Dude, new podcast title. That's it. So anyway, anybody that wants to send us any kind of videos or anything
that you want to be talked about,
that you want us to talk about, we also have an email, which is fatguys².
I'm gonna write it in the chat.
SQUARED @gmail.com. And absolutely, we want everybody to reach out. How do you feel about Oprah for president? Need wall art, guys.
That's what I say about Oprah for president. I just gave him a finger.
Dude, fucking Oprah can find anything out about anybody, man.
The only good thing about her being president is if she becomes president, I could just see it now. And you get a voucher, and you get a TV, and that's the only thing good about it.
Look, all I'm trying to say is when Oprah was actively on the air, she found out shit about people that nobody wanted to find out about. I mean,
that's true.
I have no idea who her researchers were, but, if you evaded taxes in 1972, she would have found out.
Yeah, she would have.
I gotta tell you, intelligence-wise, I mean, she would have found out who the fucking people who
Was
aren't
she the
supposed
one
to
that
be here.
released the? I could be wrong, but I thought she was the one that came out with the whole picture of Bill Clinton with the American flag, burning the American flag.
Oprah? I
It
don't
wouldn't
know,
surprise
man.
me. She had connections. Yes, fat guys, you were great. Who made your logo free of charge? That's Alex. Alex made our logo.
He's the guy. Hey,
He's the
that
guy.
was an awesome logo, by the way. We had the 3 different choices, and this is my wife absolutely loved this one. She said the colors make it pop, and I
You
went,
know what I think with
when
the
did you become a gay foreign aristocrat? What the fuck was that?
I think the problem is with it, with that one, it reminds me of a Nike commercial.
Oh,
I don't know why that
Why
logo.
do you gotta burn this shit down?
I'm
Why do you gotta
sorry.
do that? Take a fucking knee or get the fuck out of here.
So apparently, people think we need art. We need a mural.
Maybe a shrubbery.
A fern. I'm going back to it. We need a fern. You have Zach Galifianakis who's had two guys in a fern, or between 2 ferns. We need 2 fat guys on the side of ferns.
No, I think we need a picture. You know what we do? We put a skinny guy right here. This is a big picture of a skinny guy, so we can.
We could just
No,
look at him and
that's
cry.
a little weird. Yeah, just a guy wearing a bathing suit. Yeah, just variety show. Hey,
sister.
Maybe a shrubbery. The problem is we live. This is my basement, so it'll have to be a fake shrubbery because I'm not looking at fucking water shit.
You're not watering shit. So as you see, this is what you get for right now. Good thing is, as this progresses, the more followers. I cannot say that enough. The more followers we get, the more subscribers we get. That is going to help with the payment of making this stuff better. We'll have better audio, better backdrop, as people like to constantly point out. So these things are really going to help down the road. So all the support necessary would mean the world. And we're not one of those. We're not gonna. I don't want money. I don't want any of that crap.
I want money. Don't listen to him.
Just follow us. That makes us feel good
you
because
can follow me wherever you want. I'm going
Yes.
to Walmart. I'll go to Target. I don't care. Just give me money. I'm okay with it. No?
he makes a perfect point. Makes it feel down to earth. What could be more down to earth than a basement? A sub basement. A basement under this basement.
You don't want to see the cubby hole that I have. Anyway.
So I want to say to all you, I think this is a good time to sign off unless you have more topics.
I mean, at this point in my day, it's 12 o'clock at night, and we're doing pretty good here. We're at almost a 2-hour mark.
Almost a 2-hour mark.
So we got. I'll tell you what. I'll give you guys 10 more minutes, and then I think we're gonna be
Sure.
good here.
What do you want to talk about?
I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, the plastic. They want us to talk about the plastic. I don't. In plastic. I'm sorry.
The hole with the bodies in plastic.
Yeah.
So
All right. So why? I know you picked up. You started with the why you wanted to make a podcast.
Sure. You want me to include that?
No.
Okay.
What I want to know is why you thought of now to make a podcast. Why didn't you try to do it on your own? I know you're a Twitch streamer, but why is this such a big thing for you?
So,
I mean,
all right.
outside of hanging out with me, obviously.
So one of the things I realized in my streaming for games is
Would I consider running for office of anything? No.
he barely runs his house.
Yeah, no.
No, I
tried being the head guy, but that worked out the wrong way.
I tried. So in my game Twitches, right, my streams, I realized watching other people stream that if I'm streaming myself and nobody else is on the call with me,
Yep.
it is the most boring stream ever. I can't talk about this, that, and the other that's happened in the game.
Yep.
Because I need
You
this.
need that
I need the
face-to-face
rift.
to react. I got you.
And for me, now that I'm older, I have money. I can make choices. I can do things. I didn't have money back then. I feel like I'm stable enough in my life where I can say, hey, you know what? Let's throw a couple bucks at it and see what happens. And I think the dynamic between you and me.
What's the deal with strawberry ice cream? I'm sorry.
What
I'm
the-
reading some of the captions here.
What would either of you consider running for? What's the deal with strawberry ice cream?
I don't know, man. If you like shitty ice cream with bits of shit that get stuck in your teeth, eat it.
Whoa.
Oh, fuck you and strawberry ice cream.
I like strawberry ice cream.
Oh, so you're a terrible person.
Strawberry ice cream apparently is where dreams go to die.
Yeah. I mean, that's pistachio. I can't even fucking say it. It's so bad.
No, I don't like pistachio.
No, I
Or
tried
mint
it.
chocolate chip.
I tried to eat pistachio, and all I think when I eat it is just, God, poor people eat this stuff. I can't go there.
Way to go, by the way, folks. We were on a deep conversation of how I started a podcast. Then this guy with his little nut brain over here, strawberry ice cream. What about strawberry ice cream? We gotta get strawberry ice cream.
You know what? Our listeners wanted to see what we were talking about, and they put it out there.
What is your favorite ice cream?
My favorite ice cream is, I don't know what.
I have 3.
My favorite ice cream has to do. It's like Ben and Jerry's. Like I don't know what it's called. It's the.
That's just dumb. Like
what?
You can't just. That's like me saying I like Bliss.
You like? Okay, fine. I'll go vanilla. Vanilla.
You're a dickhead.
I know I'm a dickhead, but you're the head dick, so go fuck yourself.
Mine is either Moose Tracks.
When you have 2 or 3 people on the show, it's easier. When you don't have okay.
When you don't have pre-written topics to discuss, because you can work off each other. That's why one of the reasons. I'm going to get back to this ice cream. Don't you
see?
But
we do have pre-written topics. The problem is my 15-year-old son wrote them.
So this is what we did. I had him come up with the material. I told him I do not want to know about any of it, because that's going to make it more of a natural environment when I'm riffing back and forth with him. Now, back to ice cream. Moose Tracks, chocolate chip cookie dough is my classic favorite.
I wonder why we call it Fat Guy Squared, because this motherfucker's about to become another square. Jesus Christ. Now, wait a minute. What's Moose Tracks?
Moose Tracks is vanilla, chocolate chunks, Reese peanut butter cup, like the baby Reese peanut butter cups, all mixed in with.
See, I couldn't eat that because shit's too hard. I mean, you're literally chewing your ice cream.
Yeah. I started getting into chocolate peanut butter.
That's pretty good. That's not bad.
If I'm in the mood for living on the edge, I'll get some cake batter.
Oh, my kid's into that. I can't eat that shit.
I used to when I was younger. I liked the cotton candy and all that shit. Not anymore.
I'm a fan of vanilla. I know you said I'm an asshole for vanilla, but the reason why vanilla is because you put whatever the fuck you want in it.
It's too boring for me.
Yeah, but you spice it up with life, man. That's the point of vanilla.
Nah.
You know, you can go. You put all that shit. The Moose Tracks. What'd you say? It was Reese's and this, that, and the other thing. You can't do anything else to the fucking ice cream to make it different.
Man, I don't know.
You can't do. What's the best you do? You pick that shit out and you eat it on the side. Like
it makes a great milkshake.
I don't doubt it, but ultimately you're leaving the shit in there. See, with vanilla, you can still make the same ice cream you got, except you're just adding different things to it.
Okay, so this is the difference.
It's a great base ice cream.
This is a perfect example. I
You need to hang some other plastic.
like grocery
There
bags,
you
solo
go.
cups.
Put grocery bags over here. That's awesome.
I agree with you, but that just goes to prove a point between you and me.
Which is what?
I prefer the lazy route, while you would like to customize and make it your own.
No, but I mean, ultimately, would you enjoy... Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you. Would you enjoy an ice cream that you customize to the best possible ice cream you can think of making at the time, or something that's already made? I mean, what would you enjoy more? What would you remember more? I mean, ultimately, for me, I would remember the task of doing it and then enjoying it versus just getting ice cream. I realize it's ice cream, but I mean, you can apply it.
I just give me the shit and
Well,
call
I
it a
can
day.
too, but I mean, ultimately, you can apply it to anything in life.
All right, so J.J. Barlow... J.J. Barlow said mistletoe. I think he meant like mistletoe, or she meant mistletoe in the background.
Oh, yes, that would be nice.
Yeah, that's for the holiday
That's
season.
festive.
That's for when we make out.
Festive. See, custom ice cream right there. He's
Custom,
all about
I was getting to it. Somebody agreed with you. Whatever.
Somebody agrees with... No, but again, that applies to everything in life. If you take the easy way out, you won't get any enjoyment out of it after a while. If you take the time and learn, like we're doing a fucking podcast from nothing. I mean, this is...
Nothing. Folks, if you could see this, this is hilarious. We got
I got a
camera.
shelf with all my groceries with the camera on it. We got a rickety ass 1943 table with the TV on it, not even a computer screen, a desktop, and then 2 laptops on an outside glass table.
So,
And
yes,
you guys interact and chat.
I already
room.
read that.
Oh.
Yes, squish win. Yes, it will. It will be there 100%. Don't even sweat it.
There is a comment here about our current president, and both of us have decided to not comment. Good, bad, or otherwise, he's our president. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
And there's definitely we can't fix or break what's already there. So that tends to be a topic to sway a lot of people one way or the other, and neither of us really give a fuck about it.
Yeah. So to answer your question, yes, the chat thing will be in here. What they're referring to, see this chat right here?
We want to hear you chew. So we're going back to the
AM.
ASMR thing?
Yes. So Pat, just so you know, starting next time, right here on the side,
All right.
probably over, maybe in the middle. We could put it in the middle.
There you go.
That's it. So instead of having a fern here, folks, we'll have the chat there. So this way people could read the chats and understand.
Will we have to change the thing?
No, I put it on the screen. What? Not a physical. You think I'm gonna put a chat here?
Motherfucker! What am I, an
God
asshole? I
damn.
meant green screen, dickhead.
No, we don't need
Fucking
the green screen.
idiot.
Uh,
So you got black on black?
yes.
Oh,
No, I
good.
can
Yeah,
make it
that's
any
gonna
color. I
make
can make
that's gonna
it
make it
I
fucking
can make it
perfect
purple.
for you. Wow. I'm
uh,
streaming myself. If you need help or that's very nice of you. Thank you.
I appreciate that. I'm probably going to take you up on that. So definitely add me on there.
Sounds like a good idea. Yeah, absolutely.
See?
That
You
is a
know?
great setup. You know what? Again, first day out, people. So we will make this
Brains?
happen.
Bronze.
Let's not go that route.
But no, going back to what you're saying, we'll chances are presidential stuff, we're not going to talk about it. It's not that we have a good view. It's not that we have a bad view. It is our president, and as he said, we will respect the fact that he is our president.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about Catholic priests and why they never picked me to rape me, but I mean, outside of that, we're not going into politics. That shit is just not right. So,
How tall are you guys? I'm 6 foot. He's 6'2". And how did you decide who got to sit on the left?
well, my face is fucked up on the left side, and the first podcast first cast we did, I was on that side, and it doesn't look right. So
Yeah, he was unhappy with that. He's complaining because his face doesn't look right. All this doesn't look right over here, but I'm dealing with it.
Many years ago, I had a situation where my face went slack on the left side. No, I didn't have a stroke. It was more along the lines of I had what's called shingles or adult chicken pox get into my ear canal, and it made my face go slack. We talked about it earlier, and I think we talked about it in this particular podcast at the beginning as well. So I'm a little self-conscious. It is what it is. So this is
Wait
how
till
we
the
decided.
episode where I bring my penis on it. Talk about self-conscious. He was saying that the gap really would work.
Cool.
Have you
been in
ever
a
been in a
fight,
fight?
and did you win?
Who was that question for?
I used to be quite a fighter back in the day. I fought all the time. And as I got older and got with my wife/girlfriend back in the day, all that kind of went by the wayside, and I grew up. I'm actually an ex-champion wrestler of all things.
Yes. Yeah, and not for nothing, his two of your sons followed in
Yes, sir.
in Daddy's footsteps. Amazing wrestlers.
Not that fucking WWF or E or whatever fucking
no,
call
like
it today.
talking about high school,
Greco-Roman
college
style.
wrestling.
Yes.
I never got into that. I don't like to consider myself a fighter. I am a strong guy. I am a big guy. I can handle my own.
See, somebody watched it earlier, squeezing my fingers.
Nate said he is the brawn. Have you guys? First off, I said he's the
Thumb
brawn.
wrestle.
He
All
is-
right, I tell you what, on the way out, we'll thumb wrestle. How's that?
All right, fair enough.
We'll-
He is the brawn. I am the brains. Okay, that's what I was saying. I am not the brawn. He is a much stronger man than me.
Yeah.
Determined. Did you guys sumo or arm wrestle to determine who is stronger? I will tell you this: If you tune in to next week, at the end of next week's episode, we will arm wrestle.
Oh, I'm not going to break your arm, man. I don't want to do that. Look how girly those things are. That's not right.
Little flimsy little things.
Ah.
So really, Pat is really the brains in the brawn.
Well, there you go. See, you figured it out. That this person honestly knows me.
And see, did you see what Loser S said? Are you sure it wasn't a stroke? Squeeze my finger.
Ah, there we go.
Bring it back to episode 1. So that's good. You're following.
Yes, that's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, we've actually been on this, about 2 hours now.
About 2 hours, yeah.
So I appreciate and want to say thank you to all of you again. Our email is fatguys2
I'm going to write it in here again.
@gmail.com. I would ask that you send any and all anything, videos, fucking, I don't know, different weird stories, whatever. We can comment and expand on them. I'm sure you guys are doing it as well, especially for the people who stream already. And anything will work out, and we appreciate it.
Squishin', episode 3 is when. The goal between us is we are trying to do probably 2 episodes a night, and the night being Sunday. We're going to do it on Sundays. We're going to try to do 2 episodes. One that we will release. They'll be both live, but one will be released to the public midweek to keep you going throughout the week.
Yep.
And then the other one will be done for Sunday live.
Yep. So just like we did tonight, the first one was definitely a
test run.
A test run. So it was very choppy, very all over the place. But this one is a much, much smoother setup. And next time around, we'll add a couple of different fun little things, apparently. So.
Yeah. Also, apparently, you have a fan. It seems like Pat is the cute one.
Damn right I am.
Well.
And I hope you're the man of the group.
And we do have this other person, Squish-Win, who I want to thank you again. I appreciate your help. He's offering his help on the broadcast tech and stuff. And
that gentleman right there is who you're going to get in contact with.
Yeah, email me.
If you have an email address, let us know, and we absolutely will be in touch. Anything that can help us will definitely help.
Yep. I'm on Discord. I have my email. I'm probably, at some point tonight, I'm going to actually create a Fat Guy Discord. As well. So this way, if at some point we have listeners elsewhere that want to jump in, we can have them jump in.
Sure. Let's go with whatever that is.
I want to thank you once again. We appreciate it. I know I've had a blast. I think Pat, the same
this
thing.
is a good time. You know, it's definitely a decompressor here. You know, and I've always listened to him. I've never thought to do one. And again, on an ending note, thank you, Kevin Smith. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't really think to do this.
Amen, buddy. Amen.
You know, he made Dogma, and he also told me to get off my ass and to do a fucking podcast. And so there you go. I didn't get off my ass when I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, seriously.
So if anybody here wants to read a good book, Kevin Smith came out with a book about 3-4 years ago. He only has one. And look it up. It's awesome. It goes through the entirety of how he started making his entirety of his movies, from
his career,
everything.
That's awesome.
And it definitely was an eye-opening experience. So we need to see Nate with the sombrero.
Halloween's right around the corner. And remember, folks, on that note, I don't write paragraphs, I write essays.
Damn right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. We're out. Have a great night.